Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry, it was a long day yesterday, and I thought I could do a 1-hour recording, but it seemed like I was falling short. So we're gonna continue now. If I remember right, okay, so we already talked to him. I was on to trying to present him evidence, I believe. Do you want a steak lunch? I can't remember if I showed you this. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Ah, sorry, Raito. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one. The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the dancing blue badger. Okay, well that's a hint, I suppose. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Ah, sorry, Raito. I'm through with that stuff. Go find... Okay. So, no talking to him at all, maybe? Yeah, I think we had to go outside. Okay. Maybe? The blue badger's still writhing around today. It's an apt way to describe it, writhing. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. Look, that patrolman's saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. Answer me. How many fingers do you see? I'm sorry, I don't know. Well, that's 20 from the left, but nowhere near that for the right. Get glasses, officer. That wasn't a salute. It was an eye test. They make a good pair. Okay, I don't think there's anything actually out here for me. I don't really understand where they want me to go. And I can't... See, I want to go talk to Gumshoe, but I can't actually get to him. Alright, so I just went and looked it up, and I have to say, I thought being about 40-45 minutes into the trial, or into the investigation, we'd be almost done. I don't think we are. I think we're about halfway done. Because it looked like there was like a whole nother list of things to do. So anyway, what they say I need to do, I actually need to examine in here. And talk to this guy back here. Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there, that's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. I'll make a note of that, just in case. If it's in your police, or if it's in your evidence record, court record, it's probably important. I should probably get a quick look around the crime scene. Okay, so now I think I can talk to him. There we go, that's what I need. Permission granted. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Raito asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, Raito. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after all. Raito, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along now and do your best. Later, folks. Heh. Looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Alright. Well, finally. Except I can't do it for me. Ugh, I hate this. I actually hate the movement system in this game. Maybe? The evidence room's beyond the door, and we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Haha, the card reader's turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, what's made my Bambina sky so great? Officer Marshall. Somehow I knew. What's that somehow I knew look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest? It's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. Crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering... Oh, wrong voice. I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you, hombres. You're, busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us, hombres. We're gonna talk anyway. I was wondering if we could talk to you. Sorry, Bambina. I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading a six-shooter. I say a little prayer. What was that all about, Mr. Wright? I think he was just too hungry to talk. You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either. Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation pronto. You got anything to say here either? Alright. Guess we'll keep going. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek! Whoa! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them 50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire, knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant. Will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans. You should take a look at those. Well, not present necessarily. I should check this too, though. That's not very informative. I'm sure it'll be useful to illustrate a point later, but for the time being, it doesn't really help me. Alright, judge for a day. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here, in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using our findings from yesterday's investigation to prepare for the trial. In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. And in my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here, too, Detective Gumshoe. Haha, of course. I am a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? That's probably important. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. That sounds inconvenient, using this ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yes, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. And that's the only locker we can open. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. That sounds important. Oh, yep, this is a locker. That might come up in the trial, then, that some people might not know about the locker thing. What is this saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against depression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? Why not? What's this? Blood? Whoop. It's a little worn. but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use your testing fluid to check it out. We will, in a bit. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal? See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh, exciting. Innovative gameplay we have here. I see. So we've got 8 fragments, and I've got to find the one that actually fits right with this. I think that might fit. This is kind of interesting. Nope. I thought that fit. Okay. This just looks like a big base. I like it though, it's kind of interesting. Detective Gumshoe clearly didn't get very far with this process. He probably managed to exceed like an hour's worth of work for him. It's exciting DS gameplay at its finest. Okay. It's one of these pieces. I think it's this one. And he's gonna be like, how did you manage to do that? So we're clearly missing something. Huh? Well, I think we did it. But some of the pieces are missing. That only took me 2 minutes to do. The problem is finishing. Oh, I see. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar. Alright, that was fun. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know? You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove. No, I'm not. I'm trying to look at the tape. 1, why are some of the pieces missing? 2, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. Look, this one's open, and there's an indicator tag stuck on it still. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Alright, let's get the luminol out. No, I want to actually use it. Spray, there we go. There are a lot of bloody handprints. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Alright, let's go for this one. Yes, please click. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours? I mean, this one wasn't even washed off, though. This one, you can still see it. Please. You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. I guess you just gotta keep doing it until it's done. There must have been a massive amount of blood here. I've never seen so much before. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of the locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Now we're gonna play click the thing game. We're clicking the thing, and unsurprisingly, there's nothing left to click. I don't think so, anyway. So we're done with that. Can we present some evidence to him, perhaps? Let's present our badge again, see what he says. Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show that to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Enough said. Okay. The tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Zag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? What, are we playing a word game now? spray some luminol on this. Do you want this glove? Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing. That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. Alright, so he knows nothing. Excellent. Now this jar looks interesting. It's got handles, it looks like. Hey, look here! It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on it when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months. Maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Okay, so you don't know anything about jar. Gotcha. Yes, this is incredibly helpful. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can't open it, they'll give you 50 cents. Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system. After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. Was he perhaps missing a hand? Okay, so those have been marked. Allow me to say one thing. I'm an idiot. Alright. Oh yeah, we have to give him this. Oh, you don't want your Salisbury steak? Detective Goodman's note, switchblade knife. Did we go over this? I'm not sure. That was Mr. Edgeworth's big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there's some loose ends left on that case. Alright. I think we're about done. That's the photo Miss Starr took. Anything you can tell us about it? That Miss Starr is quite the lady. Why, I remember it was winter. I was 16. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. 16? That's how old I am now. I wonder what happened. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school too. Maybe a fedora as well. I think I'm grasping for straws at this point. We might even have gone over this before. I feel like that happened before, yeah. You want to talk about your Badger friend? This is my crowning achievement, my masterpiece, my art is misunderstood, art. He was dancing proudly on the day of the awards ceremony. But there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the blue Badger away for a while. Really? Why? Oh, they said it was shameful or something like that. Shameful! I toiled night and day. I sympathize with Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it. Down in Mr. Edgeworth's car, Okay. Pretty sure we went through this before. That's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got. Yeah. Goodman's ID, I think you got upset about this before. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax. It's only because you always lose your card. I always forget my secret number too. Scary, huh? My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to? Detective Gumshoe, rebel against the system. Alright. Ah, I uncovered one more talking point. There we go. That was a bloody violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So, this switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Intriguing. So do I need to move and talk to somebody else? I can't talk to you about anything else. I'm gonna try presenting the knife one more time and see what happens. This one's open. Tag, it's code of Detective Goodman's locker. You sure it's okay to leave it open? Yeah, okay. I've got that webpage open still, so I'm going to take a quick look at it.